Game number 1 here on our second best of 1 of the night, Luca. Watch Party, our previous qualifier winners against Murloc's Hitting the Core, who just took a phenomenal 1-0 game over Always Late. And we're
Momentum behind the side of Murloc's Hitting the Core, but they're running up into the brick wall of Watch Party, champions of the second qualifier. This should be fireworks.
Yeah, absolutely should. You know, this team on the blue side definitely are ones to watch out for. And I know we had some fans. We had somebody come into the next Rumble yesterday saying that they love watching Ranella play. So we may be having them here watching the Watch Party.
But who will watch the watchers if the Watch Party's watching? No, I've lost myself. Hanzo's gone. Bans have changed a bit. There's a lot of players on Watch Party who you would rather not have their favorite heroes, and Hanzo is one of the favorite heroes you'd rather not get played.
Yeah,
interesting to see. Yeah, how many more like that we see.
Yeah, it definitely is. Obviously, that Genji comes in as well, which can be played here. I think last week a big thorn in the side of Watch Party was the Diablo from the Dark Wolf. From Franco's Egg Postles. And I don't know the Murloc Hitting the Core quite have the same thorn that they can put in the side here of Watch Party.
I definitely don't think they'll be able to do the same thing. I don't think we'll see anyone on their side match the Dark Wolf's Diablo, but doesn't necessarily mean they can't find their own thorn. I think one of the important things to do when you see a team struggle is not just try and replicate what the other team did, because if that's their best strategy and it almost worked, you trying to do it, it's not going to get better. But can you think about what was it? Was it the fact that Diablo has that incredibly potent engage? Are you looking for stuff for drafts that give you a real snap? Do we think maybe that they were struggling a little bit at respecting the position that Diablo could control? Maybe they were a little bit engage happy. So maybe instead of looking for your own engage, you want to draft some counter engage. I didn't sit down and analyze it, so I couldn't tell you for sure. But I'm sure that someone on the side of Murloc's Hitting the Core will have an opinion.
Yeah, so Junkrats, Sylvanas, lots of range DPS being taken away. Blaze is still going to be picked up here by Matter. So I think they've backed themselves once again here for Murloc's Hitting the Core, as they rightfully should. You should back yourself. They're going to have to be making sure those rotations are on point here on Tomb of the Spider Queen to try and catch out the Watch Party.
Yeah, Matter BM, 2 kills on the Blaze, locking that first. But this time he's going to be up against the Bishop's Dahaka and the Johanna again being taken, this time on Lapaka. So far, Johanna 0% win rate on Tomb tonight, Trans. What a disastrous pick from Lapaka. I mean, honestly, does the man not even follow the qualifier 3 meta?
So the question I'm wondering is, are we going to get that Oriole that they played previously, or is it going to be the Daranushka Chromie that is an absolute menace? Isness comes out with their mouthfeel, the signature mouthfeel Medivh here for Murloc's Hitting the Core. It can work against a lot of teams. Will it work against Watch Party, as they have now a ban in their thoughts? Now this is main tank mouthfeel. We know this. I'm not sure if Watch Party know it.
I mean, I think it's not a reach to suggest that you're going to have to put the mouthfeel near the Medivh. Whether they'll think of it as a main tank, I think once the Medivh gets picked, your idea of a main tank falls apart a little bit. You don't need them for vision control anymore. Medivh does all that hard work for you. I'm a big subscriber to the idea that when you play things like Medivh Zul, Medivh Malthael, Medivh is really the main tank, and the melee that you're supporting is just there to kind of cause chaos in fights, right? So I think probably a decent read of this should be made by Watch Party. You wouldn't necessarily expect them to add a third melee as a main tank slot onto what's already been drafted anyway. I don't think it would really leave you space to do anything. You need a ranged assassin, and you kind of need a healer. Telling that they're going to remove that Chromie, I agree with you. Ranella's Chromie has been very impactful so far, though, in this game. And I'm interested to see what it's going to be. The Junkrat's gone, but Stukov and Malfurion both have great portal control. They're still up. Are we going to see something like that, Trans?
Yeah, so they have to pick a healer themselves, Watch Party now. They might go for something that has some anti-heal, but it is going to be Malfurion, who does have anti-heal, technically. Not picked as much these days. Level 4? Do they still have anti? No, they took that away a long time ago. Long time ago. But yes, it is going to be Valor Malfurion. So that portal control that you were talking about is going to be in the form of Malfurion. And I wonder what we shall now see from the rest of Murlocs hitting the core. Wookiee, of course, likes to play that ghoul down. However, into this team, is it going to be safe? Yeah. Okay, this is interesting because not only is Malthael main tank, maybe Uther's main tank here as well with them, or like half tanking, but Malthael's also the key wave clear here for the red team. And let's be honest here, Watchparty, they're a very big team, but this is a best of one, and if Murloc's hitting the core can win in this best of one scenario, they go through to the semi-finals.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I said earlier. The scam possibility has never been higher. And when you're thinking about a scam, Uther, Lily, Medivh, Malthael plays is certainly a scam.
Morenus has picked up the Alarak, which is good into Lily, bad into Uther. And I think that's an interesting thing, certainly, to happen there. Game number 1 here in this best of 1 series between Watchparty and Murlocs hitting the core. Maybe this will be game number 2 on YouTube. Who knows? We're here for the Twitch chat. We're here for you guys. And we are here for Watchparty in the blue. It's Haplaka on that Johanna. Morenus on the Valor. Renella on Alarak. Daranushka on the Diggy Dahaka. And Bishops on the Malfurion.
And your red team, they are already on a hot streak, having taken down their previous opponents, looking to make their first semi-final. I hope, apologies if that is wrong. We have got Madabiem on the Blaze. We have got Isnes on the Malthael, and then it takes a turn for the Strange Sparkman, bringing a Medivh that he has played so many times before. Greyhound on an Uther, and Wookiee is going to be playing Lily. And already, just look at how much control the red team have of this wave. Complete control in the rotation track.
Yeah, and this is all basically Johanna, right? Valor and Alarak aren't helping out a great deal with the wave clear. Johanna was up here. Valor helped a little bit, but it was mainly all of that. We already see a big stun. Greyhound in a lot of trouble, but is able to get away, even though that portal definitely was not in the right place.
Gotta love Greyhound for taking it anyway.
Well, you've got to honor it. But yeah, I mean, look, they are having to come up here, try and clear out this top blue wave after the blue team did so well with it. Already, minions clashed in the middle, XP lost, and Sparkman has to soak it as a bird.
I do really like this last pick, Alarak, coming out of Watchparty. I don't think Alarak is strictly strongest. I think if you have anything that's going to give you a long, prolonged fight that, you know, Malthael is going to struggle to stay on top of, you're going to be fine. And so you probably would have rather take something like a Thrall almost in that spot, although maybe not exactly. Wow, is Luca drafting? Can you tell? Maybe something with a bit more wave clear, like a Jaina would have been a bit more impactful. But I think the Alarak makes the game a lot harder for the red team to execute. If they're on point, they shouldn't lose anyone to the picks, but shouldn't and won't are two very different things. And having the ability to potentially just one-shot the Malthael as in comes the lick, dragging away from the portal. Isnes has to be careful, is able to retreat there, though, Chance.
And I was going to say, it's not just the combo of Alarak, it's literally just telekinesis, pulling maybe Malthael into the roots of Bishops, who's landed them anyway here on this Malthael. It's protected, it's shields, it's also that armor from Uther, who is going to try and keep this Malthael up as much as they can. But if they get into those roots pre-13, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. And this blue team can play aggressively because of it. Out comes another. It's going to be Medivh this time, but so much sustain. And it feels relentless. It's like a immovable object and a unstoppable force right now, these two teams.
But unfortunately, although the heroes of the red team may be immovable, their towers are not. The macro advantage is definitely getting taken over so far by Watchparty fans. And I do worry that we might see Red Team struggles to get back in this game. Parity is not going to be enough against the macro threat of the Johanna AA Valor. So much damage and so much potential.
It's that AA Valor, right, Luca? It's just going to be adding up every single time. Mata here able to get away from a two-man rotation here in the bot lane, but up in the top here, that just leaves Isnes a little bit exposed. Moranis is going to be trying to get those auto attacks whenever possible. But it doesn't matter. They're not really caring about the heroes' auto attacks. They know that's going to happen eventually, and they are just going for that macro pressure instead.
Yeah, no, definitely. And already you can see waves crashing topside that aren't going to get soaked. Misnes not being pulled up in time. Hapaka able to pay in off that Johanna now. 27 gems paid, but 25 for the red team, not without compensation. These healers, though, need to be careful. Wookiee and Greyhound by themselves do not want to be interacting. They need to be either supporting someone else or just hanging out and catching whatever soak they can.
Yeah, and Luca, of course, we are pre-10. Pre-10 means that Johanna hasn't got the lockdown, which is why a lot of these kills are able to get away. Just they're one stun away from getting that final bit of confirmation.
That is true, but we are going to see potentially double cleanse come online here. Uther's already picked his. Lily is pretending to think about her level 7 talent. Surely.
There's a couple of them.
Sparkman's been caught out here.
Yeah, but... Oh, he's just playing around. He's going to try and wait as long as possible. They do take it eventually, but I like the waiting play here from Sparkman. Really good job from them. Red team actually getting the web weavers first, and that is huge here because the blue team don't have great objective clear.
You know, I don't think it's actually that poor. Oh, Darnushka almost catching Sparkman out there. I think that they might find that the lane that Renella's in is going to lose its wall. But when I look at the red team, I don't think pressure is fantastic either. So
no.
I think these objectives aren't going to be great. They're kind of trying to get Malthael to clear the top side out while they fight in this bottom lane. As they have found Valor. Greyhound there with a nice stun on the Uther, but he does need to be careful. A full 5-man is in mid, and Bishops has been caught out of it on the Malfurion, but the engage is good from the blue team. Space bought to get him out, and Renella does fall low on the Alarak, but low is not dead. The towers are going to take some damage here, but when the dust settles, the bot lane has only lost its gate. The middle lane has lost most of the damage on its towers, and top is taking a bit of fort damage, but I don't see any way for that pressure to be continued, Trans.
I mean, we talked about level 10s for the blue team earlier. Let's talk about the red team. We know the Greyhound's going for that Divine Storm, most likely. Everyone will be expecting the Divine Shield, but it's the Storm on someone like this Valor in those positions that will get them the kills they need. With double cleanse and Medivh Protect, Divine Shield's not really necessary most of the time. That's what I'm expecting anyway, Luca. Maybe I'm completely wrong, as the blue team look to get their turn in, and they do indeed manage it.
I hear your idea that Medivh and Divine Shield is an overlap. I do not think that Malfurion ever lets Divine Storm kill people.
Oh, as we do have Mata in a little bit of trouble. They're looking, they find themselves a portal out. Greyhound as well rotating, but level 10s are here. Mata's going to be super low, but no one on the blue team quite expecting him to go back through the portal. And Mata's going to have to Hearthstone. Bishop's checking around the gate just in case. Mata, just Hearthstone. Get out of here. Uther's not going to sustain you that much.
Nah, he's going to stay and fight. He's a man, not a boy. He wants to take this fight. He's been checking Trans, and he's not scared of what he's found. We are going to see them just about hold onto that bottom fort, I think. But this mid lane is under so much pressure right now. Trans are almost certainly going to fall here, and that is going to start to make it more difficult for the red team to rotate. They were already relying a little bit on the safety of their towers as Matt has gone in to try and get Blaze, but it was a trap. 16 gems on him. He's buying as much time as he can. The bunker is used. Leyline does actually catch the Valor, but with the healer still stuck in the mid lane, there isn't going to be follow-up. It looks like they are going to be able to scam Mata back out. The packet is now actually in quite deep. Has to be careful. 20 gems does go down, and that is first blood in this game going over to Murloc's hitting the core. The momentum is huge as Mana BM goes down. Oh no, it's not Mana, it's Greyhounds on the Uther. In comes the engage though from Malthael. They're going to try and get Bishops. The mana is gone, but is the damage in? It doesn't look like it is. A little bit of an overstep. Wookiee needs to be so careful. Alarak will get so much damage out here, and Wookiee cannot survive the burst of a Valor.
Yeah, Luca, they are just getting run down. After these great moments, these great opportunities, there's just one too many things that the blue team can do. They can find and engage after their initial attempts. You know, that's what Alarak is great at doing, finding an additional engage, stopping people from fully retreating. And also Valor, of course, the damage is inevitable. It really does poke you down. And Isnes, although they have this mouthfeel that can get 1 or 2 kills in quick succession, if it's not able to make a real impact, they certainly end up on the back foot. Level 13 coming around the corner here. And the other big weakness of the red team, of course, was their macro pressure. And we saw that with the objective, right?
Yeah, they are one objective either way, and yet fort walls have been traded for a fort, and it's looking like the bottom fort is going to start to fall as well. Another bit of saving grace as the red team do get an objective up again, but Malthael has been a little bit abandoned here. There is going to be a portal, but it's not down in time, and that is not a good time to lose the linchpin of your comp, Transparent.
Yeah, it was a really rough place to be here, and as soon as I saw them on the map, it just felt completely wrong. We panned over to them, we saw what was about to happen, and Medivh even here is going to be put to sleep by the Roots. Able to get away for the time being as Wookiee and Greyhound position forward. Of course, they do have a lot of healing, they have a good attempt. Bishops with a great silence here, keeping Medivh in a little bit of a location where they don't want to be. Fortunately, that's what portals are for. And out comes the Malthael. Malthael looking for potentially that cleanse, looking to pop off. And they do indeed get that Divine Shield just to make sure they didn't get rooted. But it's going to be a counter-strike from Malala. The blind as well. It's most likely going to be a kill here. But it's just one kill. No, maybe a double as Valor's in a little bit of trouble. Sparkman trying to chase them down, but with a great route from Bishops, Valor is able to get away.
Really lovely stun there from Madaviem to try and look for more, but it won't be enough. And although they have the picks, the structures are not falling. The red team a little bit desperate, but a huge mouth root might be trouble. And ISO as well. They're going to have to portal dance their way out of this one. Wookiee has to be so careful right now, but fortunately Shield still on a 50-second cooldown, and the red team do make it out. But the map's still in favor of the blue team with 2 turn-ins to 1.
Yeah, even with the fact that they had the web weavers there, not a single fort has gone down on the blue team. And this is the expertise of these blue players coming out here, really making sure they prioritize exactly the amount they need to be in wave to defend it from going down, as well as turning up then in those team fights. Darnishka in a little bit of trouble here, has lost a lot of armor from there, will be looking to dodge out on the blaze stun, has to use burrow preemptively, but it comes out from Mata, really good, lands on 2, but the rest of the red team aren't quite ready. Of course, they don't have that mouthfeel available, and now they're going to have to use those tools to retreat, all while the blue web weavers descend.
Yeah, blue web weavers are definitely going to do some damage here. The bottom fort is lost before a fight can even begin, and 16's just around the corner, Chance. But I think the real issue that we're seeing is whenever these web weavers do come up, the Malthael has to go and soak one of the lanes, and if the blue team just push where he isn't, it can be a real problem. But it looks like they're going for the push where he is plan here instead. This shield is going to come down now onto Isnes, I think, from Hapaka. Ooh, calling it off at the last second as Medivh does spot the rotation coming up.
Yeah, Sparkman needs to be so hot and making sure there's no danger for Malthael. Still, Moranis on this Valor is able to play aggressively, is positioning forward. They know without that Malthael there is no danger. It is 2 supports and a Medivh. They can play as free as they like, which for a Valor is basically like Thanksgiving.
They will be giving a lot of thanks for that indeed, Chance. You are not wrong, as Blaze looks like he's on the wrong side and he might get caught out here. Dodges the lick incredibly well here. Doesn't really have enough mana, but the ley line is so big. They're going to try and play for Valor, I think, on the back of this. They're not quite going to get her. Mana is still not out on this Blaze, and has been for like the past 4 minutes. That man really needs to just hang out in the core for 10 seconds.
Either they have the patience of a saint or they didn't have enough mana for Bunker, because I would be popping Bunker at any opportunity in that last 30 seconds. Isnes here looking for the potential engage against the blue team as well. Blaze slowly arriving, but Greyhound's in a lot of danger. Without a cleanse, they are going to go down, and that's Divine Shield then not engaged. Renella here counter-striking in the middle of the roots, making sure that they are in complete safety of any Blaze attempts. Those engages from Mata are good. They are golden, but if they just can't happen. The red team don't have their way to get into this game, especially without Uther.
Such a tight game, 4 kills to 2, but with the Uther down, the blue team is knocking on the core, and with that AA Valor, the red team have to take this big fight. Now it's a huge Blaze engage. The bunker straight away means the Valor will just pop though. What a start to this fight. Renella could go down next. The roots are being used to try and secure some safety, but Isnes is not done. The ley line is going to catch Joe and Dahaka. Alarak going down to the Malthael, the triple kill. What can the red team get done with this? Wookiee will get caught out by those roots, unfortunately, but Greyhound is portaled into Bishops. Can he get the stun off? I don't think he can, but they will catch out the Dahaka. Double stun used there. I don't think there's going to be any more. 16 seconds on the Valor. Is there enough time for them to boss Trans?
I mean, potentially, but I think, you know, Dahaka's going to be sat in that bot lane all throughout any time of boss are doing. They're going to be pushing it out, making sure there's pressure on that core. Blaze is going to have to deal with it. It looks like they're just going for gems. They're, you know, they have enough for a turn-in. They just want to prep the waves, get themselves all grouped up, maybe take another fight, maybe take a few more names off the Blues hero roster, basically taking those people down, and then try and boss afterwards. It's a great cleanse here from Wookiee to make sure Sparkman's not in complete danger.
Yeah, but the cooldown getting burnt isn't ideal. The Web Reavers do feel like the last gasp in this game, but Bishops feels deep here, might have been caught out. Sparkman is going to catch them in a ley line, but Blaze and Uther are still far away. The CC might not be ready to follow up. They cannot let Bishops get away with this. If Malthael gets back to safety, you worry for the game, but she does not. The Dahaka now is the target. Not the Dahaka, the Alarak, sorry, falling lower and lower. Won't quite be enough. Valor is clearing in the bottom lane as the red team are crashing through top side. They're going to get as much as they can here, but they may have already received their last. Malthael going in deep, but the portal is there. They're going to try and dance for the Dahaka. Oh. It's not going to be enough, though, Trans.
They tried to body block Johanna as well, and they're looking to get some structure damage. Of course, their composition has basically 0. This is why. But it's a great Blaze stun, and Johanna goes down. Renella's looking low. Daranushka as well on 400 HP, but Alarak falling. This is an attempt here. They can go for a great look at this top keep, maybe go for core, and potentially dethrone our current qualifier champions from last week.
There is definitely a keep, but I think the highest core damage hero on their team right now is a Blaze. I am worried about this without further picks. They're going to try and play for the Alarak. The dream is big, though. Isnes is falling low here. I think the red team have to leave right now. They have to regroup. They have to try and fight for a boss. The portal should get them out. The route, though, is nice. Leyline to try and catch D-Shield burn. That is a bit of a large cooldown to be using here. Isnes trying to back in a bush. Will he get caught? Ooh, gonna get away. No. Very greedy there.
Yeah, super greedy. Level 20 is coming in, and I wonder if we'll see Medivh go for the mana talent. Obviously, Medivh Cheats is an insane talent, but giving Malthael a bit of mana might be the way forward in these fights.
If I'm honest, I thought Medivh might go for the wave clear talent.
Yeah,
I thought killing minions instantly, but look at this. Their blue team are not messing about. They know D-Shield is 50 seconds away. Leyline 40. It is going to be that upgrade to Leyline. I don't remember if we actually said that or not. He does have the 16 talent, so he can have it ready. So the blue team or the red team do have to some boss contest. But look at Mada's health bar fall here. The Valor is so impactful in these fights when she is available. Blaze is dropping lower and lower. Has to use the bunker without a big engage. Renella has come in deep. They're going to try and play for Medivh. Medivh is going to get a nice leyline off here, but can they follow it up? I don't think so. The portal is just going to be used to leave, or is it? No, the lick on Medivh. He goes down. Sparkman not able to carry on, and I think we are seeing the beginning of the end here. Malthael can buy back, but it's not going to be enough. As soon as one falls in this high support comp, it is the whole team that start falling. Malthael might try and get the wave cleared here, but I think actually Isnes is in danger, might go down. The route is going to be avoided because of the pull, but 300 health, that is going to be enough for him to fall. And Watchparty turn it back around in their favor and march on the core. A valiant attack.
Super valiant.
Murloc hitting the core, but not quite enough.
Yeah, not quite enough. Isnes popped that Tormented Souls very early, and I think at that point, They weren't getting value. GG, well played. Is a super stuff from Murloc hitting the core, but goes 1 over to Watchparty.
Yeah, wow. Woo. Close.
Very, very close here.
Very close. Very well played by Murloc hitting the core. They will pick up a point for that. They got there, but
I mean,
didn't quite get far.
there was the opportunity, right? There was the opportunity, and that's an incredible thing against these players who are, you know, some of these players have won, I want to say hundreds of euros, which in the days of HOTS, you know,
I believe most of these scammed me out of 100 euros, so it's not quite the same comp, but definitely they have made money in this game before.